Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of Food Reviews for You. We have another special edition, a family edition, actually. So from the left here, we've got Mr. Justice Hite, who has been here on many occasions with us. Say hi, Justice.
Hi, Justice.
I knew he was going to say that. Very predictable. And in the middle, we have Mr. Preston Quinn Fore, wearing his green, preparing for St. Patty's Day tomorrow, I suspect.
Yep.
Very
Go
nice.
Blues.
Go Blues. They just came from the Blues game, and the Blues did win, correct?
Correct.
And to the right of Mr. Preston Quinn Fore, I would do a drum roll, but I don't have a drum, Chloe Fore.
Don't ask him what happened to the other three.
So as I said, this is a family episode tonight. We're doing something a little different. It's sort of an off-the-menu item from Taco Bell. And what was it called again, Preston?
The Doritos Locos Quesadilla.
Doritos Locos Quesadilla. And I think he's actually going to prepare it on camera right here in front of us. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to turn this over to you. Go for it, sir.
All right, so what you'll need here is you'll need some sauce. As you can see, we have several different varieties to choose from. You're going to need at least 2 tacos if you're going to make one of these quesadillas. I got 4 because we're going to do 2 different kinds of quesadillas. We have, first off, a steak quesadilla, and then we have a ground beef quesadilla.
Nice.
This one will be the ground beef one. It says beef, so we'll go with that.
So that's so kindly scrolled on.
Yeah, they kindly decided to write that on there for us. So without further ado, I will begin the quesadilla making process here for you.
Fantastic.
So we'll take your quesadilla and you'll just open it up. It's all crude like, you don't have to, oh, they cut it, darn it. Well, anyway, what you need to do is not have your quesadilla cut. It makes it a lot easier. But
Oh, okay, I see.
in this case, you can still make do with what you have.
So if you were going to order it yourself, you would recommend getting it uncut.
Right, I would specify you do not want your quesadilla cut.
Okay.
And you'll see why here in a minute, because if they've cut through it, it's going to be kind of hard to open it, but you'll take your quesadilla and you'll kind of open it the best you can. Like I said, like I said, when they don't cut it, it's a lot easier to open and a lot less messy. But see,
Didn't look too bad.
you got a flap that's torn off kind of, but we'll make do with what we got. So
The meat paste glue will
Yeah.
say that.
So you'll open up your quesadilla here. You'll take your first taco and you'll obviously discard the paper wrapper they give you. Don't eat that unless you're extra hungry.
Right, well, you never know. It might be one of
Extra
those
protein.
days.
Need a little fiber.
Yep. You'll take it and you'll set your taco right there, somewhat like that.
Nice touch. Very gentle.
Yeah.
Very gentle with the food.
And then you'll take your next taco and do the same thing.
And you said these are the Doritos Locos tacos, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is, I believe, the only taco you can get other than Supreme. I opted to get the regular rather than the Supreme,
Sure.
and just less toppings to deal with. But anyway, so kind of like double stack it like that in some degree or fashion. So if you can see that on camera.
Let me get a close-up of that. I'm going to call it a monstrosity, although I'm sure it's going to be quite nice. Let me get a shot of that.
It's
Bad
quite
boy.
nice.
And as you can see, you know, if it wasn't cut, I'm sure this will go better for you, a lot better for you when you go to put it back together.
Right.
So the next step you're going to do, it is optional, it's totally up to you, is to actually apply sauce, the sauce of your choosing, in fact. So you can either use the famous, everybody knows the fire sauce.
Fire sauce, oh yeah.
They have fire
Oh, yeah.
sauce. If you're feeling a little more tame, you could do some mild sauce, which
Okay.
is probably what I'll put on this one, because
Which is always quite tasty.
yeah, it's good. It's got some flavor, but not really any heat. And then if you're feeling like stepping it up a notch and regretting your decisions in the morning, you can always step it up to Diablo.
The Diablo,
which is the
yeah.
hottest sauce they offer currently at Taco Bell, to my knowledge.
And what is
So,
your preference?
my
out of
preference is
curiosity?
a mixture of fire and Diablo. I like to play with my heat,
So you like it rather hot.
and I like to get burned usually.
I see. What about you, Chloe? We haven't heard much from you. What do you
mild.
like? You like the mild,
Yeah.
Justice?
Nothing.
You're more of a mild guy too, aren't you?
Mild and probably hot. I like
A
okay.
little bit of both.
Yeah.
So-
Not Diablo.
I mean, it wouldn't kill me, but it's if I'm just trying
Wouldn't
to
be your
enjoy
first choice.
myself. Probably
Yeah.
yes.
Right. No
it is-
numbing of the mouth.
Yeah, so it is key to kind of put at least I would say 4 to 6 sauces on here.
Are we? So this is gonna fit within the confines
Well,
of this?
we're hoping. They cut it, so it's a possibility it may not. But
I mean, even when it's cut, like
yes. So, like I said, the sauce is important because it not only gives this entree here some flavor, but it also makes sure that it doesn't turn into like dry dust in your mouth when you go to chew it.
Well, yeah, you don't want that.
So we'll put, let's see, that's 3. So we'll do 4.
Nice.
Yeah, so I said 4 to 6. It really depends on how you like it.
Because I suspect without the sauce, it probably would be rather dry.
Yeah, because you don't really get a lot of moisture from your other toppings here in your quesadilla. So
that's the
Yeah.
liquid portion.
Yeah, the liquid
of
portion.
the
So
feast.
what you'll do is you see is that they cut it here. It's kind of hard. You got to kind of piece
despite
it
being
Those
told not to
monsters.
cut it.
Besides being not told to cut it, you know how they follow directions, but
Yeah, well.
Not well.
yeah. So
Now, for the viewers, they actually, these guys had to go back to Taco Bell a second time because they did not get their full order. So this video has been in production for like over an hour now, waiting for ingredients and things of that
Yeah,
nature.
we ended up not getting 2 of our Doritos Locos tacos. We forgot to order 2, and then the quesadillas weren't correct in the beginning. We went, got some new ones. Told them not to cut them. They cut them anyways. And then the lovely cashier there took the old ones and said she was going to take them home with her tonight and eat them at home. The cold ones that came from our car.
Yeah.
So
From like an hour ago.
yeah. So
I see.
Take that information as you will.
Yep.
Well, that tells me Taco Bell probably doesn't pay for if they're willing to take home the returned items and eat them. I don't know. That's
know.
sad.
I know they do feed them. So
And they do get free food.
Yeah, that, and this is not a slam against Taco Bell. I just found that scenario rather amusing.
Right.
So.
So the next step is if you're going to share it, which if you're a sharing type of individual,
sure.
you'll cut it. Obviously, this has already been cut, but I need to cut it to where make sure that the tacos will separate here. So just kind of push through it here, and you'll kind of drag your pizza cutter.
The precision cutting of a surgeon, I see there.
And
That's
you'll
what that is.
Serve it here and put it on a plate like so.
Nice
So-
presentation. That's
Okay.
Chloe's slab.
Yep.
And
Justice is gonna get the fatter piece of the two because I
wow.
believe he'll eat more of that. But that's basically how you do it there. Now I can show you how I'd make the steak one. It's very similar.
Sure, absolutely.
So I'm gonna kind of clean my board off here to kind of get some better presentation for you.
Nice,
His
nice.
hard shells are already soft.
You can
That's
use that other plate for trash if you
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Preston.
so-
I mean,
We'll
the struggle is real, I know.
yeah, I know. Gotta get my situation in order here. So
It's your affairs.
anyway, we'll take our next quesadilla. Let's see, is this one cut also? I don't know yet, but strong suspicion that it is.
Yeah, if I were a betting man, I would
And
say.
I am correct.
Yeah, well,
Because-
they were consistent.
Yes, consistently bad.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, yeah, that's
So
True.
again, like I said, you'll take your quesadilla, and you gotta be kind of careful about this so you don't split it in two prematurely, which this one's already doing. But you'll take it and you'll kind of open it here.
Well, it's already half, so I guess you
Yeah.
guys don't have to worry about it. Just put.
Yeah.
Now, which was this again? The
This
steak?
is the steak one.
The steak
Yeah,
quesadilla.
so this is your
Okay.
steak quesadilla. And actually, they didn't cut all the way through this one. It looks like they scored the top. They have not cut through the
okay.
bottom. So I don't know. We'll see how this fares out, but
Perhaps a
Scored it.
little
definitely
better.
will attempt to open it to the best of my ability. So there you go. You can open it.
Okay, let me get a shot of this thing here. What is this? Look at
That's the
this.
steak meat. That's the steak there. With the cheese. Again, no tacos on it yet. All right. So once that's complete, again, you'll take your Doritos Locos taco and try not to spill all the toppings on your tables of your family members. They usually look down upon that. You'll take it and you'll plop it like so on your quesadilla. And again, you'll shake that out. Take your second Doritos Locos taco. And you'll
Now this reminds me of something like you would see, I don't know, frat guys eating in a
Yeah.
college situation.
It's possible.
These things here.
I mean,
but,
I would say
not that they look bad. They look
Yeah.
quite nice, but
yeah.
Like
I would
a-
say it definitely would would fill your belly up if it was just you eating this by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so
It'll fill up your belly and your toilet bowl.
yeah,
Yeah.
and depending on
Went on about 30-minute period, I suspect.
give or take. So I'm actually gonna live a little, put a little fire on mine,
Fantastic.
and at least half of it anyway, and then I'll leave the other half to be. So for this, if you're gonna do half, I would probably just say 2.
Yeah.
So I'll do 1 here. And see, your fire sauce is a little thicker. I don't know if you caught that on camera compared to your mild
It
sauce.
does appear to be.
Yeah, it's a little more like a salsa rather than a sauce, is what I kind of equivalent it to. So,
It's a sockwood.
and then I'll take some Diablo here. This again is their hottest sauce they offer. So bear in mind, you know, buyer beware when you buy it.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
quite spicy, but spoiler alert is what it says on your sauce packet. So not what's
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, and this one's not sitting it out, and the other one's taking requests. So that's
Fantastic.
that.
Well, we're
Yeah.
okay.
And I'll put some mild on the other one, like I said. So squeeze that out here. And like I said, the key is you want that moisture on your hard shells, just because that ensures that it'll kind of smush and give you that good
Yeah.
bite. If you don't put the sauce, like I said, it is optional, but if you don't, you're probably not going to have as satisfactory of a dish or a entree.
Yeah, I understand.
And I do imagine no matter what you do, it is, as with Taco Bell food, if you don't consume it within 5 minutes, it does become a ball of mush. I assume this will have a texture similar to mush.
Yeah, but I believe it's going to be absolutely delicious. So again, take your shell here, kind of do your best to fold it up and close it. And this one, like I said, it's already been cut, so I'm trying not to make a huge mess. But we'll take that, wipe my hand off here, got a paper towel, kind of. And then I'll give this a slight cut here again to make sure you do the taco. It's in there. And you hear that crunch. That's
Yeah,
the
nice. Nice
taco
crunch.
that you cut.
It hasn't got soggy yet, so that's
Yeah.
good.
So, throw this in there.
You want to cut it into 4?
Yeah, well, this is the half that's spicy, so I'll split that one here. Like that. And again, see, if they wasn't cut yet, you know, you could cut this up as big as you wanted. So, you
Yeah.
know, technically, you could probably get maybe 5 pieces out of this, you know, if you were being really tight. So I'll take one spicy, and then I'll let whoever wants a spicy piece there
Cool.
have that, and then I'll take this one. Cut it to the best of my ability. Oh, it's a little split right there, so we'll go right there. And there we go. So, this is the steak one for you, sir. This is the steak one with mild. And there you go, ma'am. And again, like I said, we have our gracious host here. If he's willing to get on camera, he's welcome
I will
to have-
definitely try
welcome
this. It
to
looks
have
quite
some.
good,
I'm
yeah.
going to
so-
cut this one in half.
Yeah, and I'll cut that one off actually.
So I tell you what, so we're pretty much ready to try
Yeah.
these things, right? Who wants to go first? And I will, you know.
I've actually had this before. I was the reason why we had this video tonight. So I think I'll hang back to have it, and I'll kind of let everybody else try it first.
Okay.
All right, this is the beef one, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's the beef. Yeah, it looks like
So
beef.
we'll give this a bite.
Give a little camera zoom there. Can you reach out to the camera a little bit? Give us a little inside shot of what that baby looks like, you know, the filling and whatnot.
Like that.
Yeah, like a 3D. Let's get a 3D protrusion thing going on here.
Whatever that
Okay,
means.
whatever that yeah, that maybe didn't come out so good. But anyway,
I mean, this one's all right. It's
which one is that?
the beef one.
That's the beef. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
beef and cheese.
It's kind of gotten to that squishy phase.
Right,
I mean, it
right.
doesn't taste.
Well, it has been 30 seconds. So.
That one is a little squishy. It's not terrible. But it has their general beef flavor, nacho cheese, the good melt of that. If it was a little warmer, I think
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
good. This the steak one, on the other hand, seems like it still has some crispiness to it. So it hasn't completely
Do you want to hit it while it's still hot?
hasn't completely well.
Or not hot, but
Yeah,
what am I
let's not say
saying?
more. Let's say
It's not hot at all. I mean, still firm. Yeah.
Yeah, the taco shell inside is not liquefied yet.
Yeah.
It's not
So,
a complete
we'll
train
give
wreck
this,
yet.
We'll give this
Okay.
a go.
All right.
I think that one's a little better, actually.
It is. Now that's the steak, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like it's got a bit of crunch left, so that's good. And of course, if you made this fresh, it would be much crunchier, and you know.
If you do it, I would recommend going during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And like as soon as you get it off the counter, like speed run it, putting it
Nice.
together. Don't waste any time.
Try and do the whole affair in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
the drive home probably
Yeah.
will hurt you.
Yeah, that's
It will.
Yeah, eat it. Maybe eat it in the establishment.
Yeah.
Build it
Yeah.
there at the table.
As I'm saying, as soon as they get it at the counter, just go.
Nice, nice. Well, I'll come back for a rating, and I'm gonna ease over to Chloe next. All right, Chloe, give that one a taste.
Alright, this one is the beef one, I believe.
The beef,
Yeah, I
okay.
believe that's because it's the smaller piece. That was the yeah.
Well, she's got a nod going. That's positive, I think.
It's pretty good.
If she was shaking her head the other way, I'd be a little concerned.
It's
So
actually, mine has a crunch still.
it does,
Was that-
and that's the non-steak
That's the
version.
That's the
The
beef.
ground
yeah.
beef.
That's the ground beef. Okay, okay.
So it's pretty good.
Pretty good with the ground beef.
So I'll try the other one. The
Going
steak
in,
one.
going in with the steak now. Okay, well, this is questionable. I'm not sure about this reaction. I'm quite curious. What do we got going on here, Chloe?
I like this one better than the first
You
one.
prefer the steak?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just has a better flavor, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe because this one was a smaller piece. I don't really know.
Could
but,
be.
Yeah.
Okay, so you prefer the steak. All right. Good deal. We're going to ease over to Mr. Preston Quinn Fore.
All right, so last but not least, well, at least in this case I'm not, but this is your host, your originator of this, well, I would say originator of this idea, but person that came up with this video, reason for it, so give us a try. I believe this one is going to be the steak, so I'm going to wait to try that one.
Okay.
I'll try the beef one first, and again, you can almost see it's a little bigger. It's not really intentional that way, I think that's just the way it was cut. See,
Sure.
if you cut your own, you know, you could have equal sized pieces very easily, so.
I heard a
It was a questioning.
So we'll say, when you try this for the first time, it kind of has like this umami of flavor you kind of get
Ooh.
right off the bat.
Nice,
Now,
nice.
This umami of flavor, I will say.
Say it again, say it again.
Umami.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this umami of
Mommy.
this umami of flavor that you're going to experience, as Justice alluded to, if you had the ground beef one right in the store and it's hot, you're almost to the point where you're burning yourself trying to get it apart.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be very good.
Let's not get crazy. This Taco Bell burning ourselves.
But in this grade, I would have to lower my rating from the first time I tried it from probably an A- or a B+, probably more like a C, just because the ground beef's a little cold, not as good. But you know, if you took it to the microwave, I'm sure you could do magic there.
Sure.
So, anyway, without further ado, we'll go ahead and try the steak one next.
Yeah.
And again, this is the one I put some of the fire and Diablo sauce on. So I expect this one to be a little bit spicier,
Nice.
a little tastier. Mmm. Definitely a little spicier. Mm-hmm. Right off the bat.
Okay.
That spice is there. I mean, I kind of have a high spice tolerance. So for me, eating that amount of spice isn't that bad. But for other people, you know, you're spice sensitive, that might not be as good. But take away the sauce and put mild sauce on here, it's actually a really good quesadilla. I like that steak flavor. I like it. Feels more, I don't know how you say this, it just doesn't have as much of a mushy kind of consistency right off the bat. It's more,
100%.
Yeah.
to me, the steak kind of gives it more balance because the steak is firm, but then you get that little bit of the crispiness from the taco shell, and then your ground beef is kind of mushy, which helps kind of balance it out. So it's
Okay.
all the way around, well-rounded affair. I would say this one definitely probably gets a B plus or a B minus, even if it's not as hot as a fresh out the store. But still, great option here for someone that's pretty hungry and you think you'd eat it by yourself, or even to share, as you see here.
Share with the family.
Yep.
Or a good friend.
Yeah, or a good friend, absolutely.
Or a toothless cashier woman who will eat them later. That's beef, that's the steak.
And I'm gonna jump in here. All right, I'm gonna jump in between you guys just for a moment. So which is which now?
So
That's
this
the
is
beef,
that's
that's the
the
steak.
This is the beef. This is the
Yep.
steak. I will try the steak first. Going in. You know, being that I don't generally order steak items from Taco Bell, this is actually quite good. And the reason I don't is because usually I don't like steak or chicken from places like Taco Bell. But now I would say this is good. Actually, this is very good. And I'm going to try the beef next. So it's a bit, it's a bit mushy at this stage of the game. But here we go. Besides being mushy, because I'm not a big mushy food guy,
We can go on the bright side.
it's actually quite delicious. So I would actually say the beef, for me anyway, the beef and the steak are kind of tied. I like them both. Yeah, what can I say? I like them both. So why don't we do some ratings here while I'm here with you guys? Sure. Who did we start with before? Was it Justice?
Justice was first.
Let's go back to you. On a scale of course, what is it, 1 to 10 we usually do, or 1 to 5? I never get.
I think it's 1 to 5. Who knows?
1 to 5. 5 being
Tonight it's 1 to 5.
5 being amazing, party in my mouth. 1 being this is pretty much garbage. We're gonna go 1 to 5. So what would you say? And you can rate each one individually if you like.
Okay. I would go probably a 4 for the steak one. I think if it was hot and fresh, it might get a little higher than that. But even being kind of cold, room temperature,
Right.
it still was quite good. It had that ground beef taste, which kind of balanced, like Preston was saying, the firmness of the steak. So you weren't getting all squished. It was kind of like a good mix of both flavors. And that particular one, the Doritos Locos Tacos we used, actually still had some crunch to them. So that was a nice change of pace. But overall, generally a good flavor. I think that if it was fresh, it'd be even better. Now on for the beef one,
Yeah.
I would give it like a 2.
A 2.
A 2.
I give it like
Halfway.
a 2
Wow. Okay.
because whereas the steak one, where the firm steak and the squishier beef consistency kind of complemented each other,
Mhm.
this is just squish on squish on squish because beef taco squishy, beef quesadilla is squishy, and then the shell was already like liquid. So that's just squishy on top of squishy on top of squishy. So it was kind of just like a squishy diarrhea ball in your mouth.
Wow. That's
So if it was
right.
fresh right off the bat, I think maybe it would get like a 3. But I would definitely go the steak route. I think that's a lot more of like a nice complementary mix of things instead of you just being like, yep, that's squish, like that's literally all I got. As soon as I took a bite, it's kind of like if you went there and which earlier we got some nachos with the refried beans on them. And there's just a giant glob.
Also from Taco Bell?
Yeah, just a giant glob of refried beans, and it's kind of like that where you're just chewing this mushy ball. So it's similar to if you're just eating your refried beans. That's what it reminded me of. So I mean, it had an okay, like it wasn't like, like I was gonna spit it out kind of bad. But I would say it was mostly an unpleasant experience to eat the beef one. At least the way it currently was. Like I said, fresh, it might get like a 3. The steak showed its true potential by being cool, but still being enjoyable. So I think that says a lot about the steak.
You paint quite the picture. Okay, let's jump over to Chloe. What would you rate on a scale of 1 to 5? Let's say the beef.
The beef,
Where's the beef?
I would give it a 2.5 because mine was still a little bit crunchy because it was the end portion of
And texture matters.
my part.
Oh, it
So
certainly does.
it helps if there's some crunch in there. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
So you're not
definitely,
just lost in
I
the
would give it a
slime ball.
2.5.
2.5
Yeah.
on the beef. Okay.
And then the steak, I would give it a 4, like Justice, because it was better. So
So far the steak seems to be the fan favorite.
Yeah, definitely.
At least after waiting an hour to eat it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. How about you?
Not even
Well-
like the drive over here was probably like 10 minutes.
It's
So
the waiting in line.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
know, this time of night. And,
yeah. So I
Everybody needs
mean,
to-
like,
all the hooligans are out trying to
so
get
so
food
even
in
though
the
it took
middle of
us
the
that
night.
long to complete it, like realistically, the stuff didn't sit that long. It Taco Bell'd is what I call it.
Taco.
Is when you don't consume it within 5 minutes.
The
It
bell rang.
immediately.
The
Any hard shells within your order will eventually become a liquid.
Yeah.
So you know you gotta eat them fast. It's the unfortunate nature of Taco Bell.
it is fast food after all.
Well,
And they meant it. They,
you better
With
get
all
it and eat it
sincerity.
fast, or it's going to disintegrate.
or it's gonna
Just
turn
as
into what is it? Soylent Green.
Silent Green is people!
Preston Quinn Fore, this was your suggestion tonight, and a mighty fine one, might I add, by the way.
Yep.
What is your take on these Taco Bell concoctions?
So again, I'm gonna probably go back to what a lot of people have been saying this evening. Not because it's biased, but I think it's true just based on what Justice said and what Chloe said. I firmly believe that the ground beef one, had it been hotter, fresher, probably would have got a better rating. So this evening I'm gonna have to go with a solid 2
For the ground beef.
for the ground beef. Like I
Okay,
said,
okay.
wasn't 1 because it was definitely better than that, just because of the flavor
Yeah,
profile.
right.
But like as Justice said, it kind of gets a little mushy pretty quick. All right, so what's left here is just to grate the quesadilla with the steak on it. You heard my thoughts on the ground beef quesadilla. As I said, it was a 2 before. On the steak quesadilla, I'll have to give this a 4 1/4.
Wow. Okay.
And the reason for that, like I said, is because it wasn't hot. The temperature could have been a little bit better.
Right.
But as far as the texture and the flavor goes, it's much better than the ground beef. I would say that in retrograde, that flavor combination works really well together with having those paired versus where if you, like Justice said, you have the ground beef on the ground beef, kind of gets a little soggy and it's not as good.
You don't have an overabundance of one thing.
Right. So
Because
that,
it just really turns into goo.
absolutely.
At some point.
Yeah.
Meat goo.
Meat goo, and
Yeah.
no one really likes that.
Yeah. For this to have been a 5 this evening, I would have said I needed to be piping hot.
Okay.
So fresh, fresh out of the cooker, uncut would also have been very helpful. And like I said,
Now, you've eaten one of those piping hot before.
yeah, I've eaten one piping hot, nearly burned me, and it was delicious.
I thought it was good.
Because all the toppings were there. It was flowing. The cheese was nice and melty, stretchy. Like kind of how you want.
Yeah, but when you say burn you, like I said, with Taco Bell, that almost sounds like some sort of folkloric tale.
Yeah, it sounds like
I've never had Taco
Yeah.
Bell that burned me.
Yeah.
That's like a dream one could have. You know?
dream.
Right.
A glint in the eye of the
never
great
really
old
had
ones.
Taco Bell food that hot either.
Right.
So the chicken obviously over the beef.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And then the reason for that is because Taco Bell, your chicken's just awful. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's essentially I think it's.
I wasn't gonna say it. They said it for me.
I'm taking their word. I've never
Yeah,
had
it's
it.
the chicken Taco Bell.
Trust this guy.
It's bad.
No offense, Taco Bell, but listen to your public.
It's
not
got
good.
it's got to be canned chicken because it tastes like fish.
Your best chicken item was definitely the chicken taco. If you bring that back, I'll definitely sign up on your chicken.
Are you referring to the one that had the chicken shell?
Yes.
The naked chicken
Yes.
taco.
That one is.
Oh yeah, no, that
delicious.
was quite good actually.
That's
I do
actually
remember
pretty
that.
good.
That was
But this sliced chicken that you have out, that you put in your quesadillas and your chalupas and all those, no, you need to step that up. That's pitiful. And the shredded chicken, don't even get me started on that. That's even worse.
Stay away at all
Stay
costs.
away at all costs if possible.
Okay,
From
well,
the chicken.
I guess I need to do a rating, huh?
Sure.
Yeah, what did you think of these magnificent beasts we put in our mouths?
You paint quite the picture. I thought, I'm going to be perfectly honest, it's a tie on both of them. They were both cold, and the one was a bit mushier than the other, of course, the ground beef. But flavor-wise, I thought they were both really fantastic, and I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to food. There have been a few videos where I absolutely hated an item, but not very bloody many. So, with that being said, I would give both of these a 4. And I'm not a big steak fan at places like Taco Bell, but whatever kind of steak it is you guys use, whatever kind of can it came out of, is delicious just the same. I would probably eat it again, if someone else was paying especially.
It was really good for dollar store steak, I will say.
But, because I do rather like the meat paste they put on the, you guys put on either.
The meat product.
The meat product, I'm sorry, not paste, I didn't want to offend. But anyway, so I would give a 4 across the board there. But even with my rating, those are the same. It looks like the steak is the clear winner tonight, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Jinx,
Okay.
give me a Coke.
As we all actually finished the steak, and then the majority of us have left significantly larger portions of the beef one on our plates, as it has become a sockwood of sorts.
Would you agree with that notion, Chloe?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought you would. Someone's is crawling off the table as we speak. I think it's the beef one. Someone, you got a gun?
Yeah.
Before they gets out of here. I'm just kidding, really. But anyway, I'm going to jump back behind the camera for a second, and we're going to round this out.
From what you're saying, that almost makes me seem like this review is going to conclude similar to John Carpenter's The Thing.
Please elaborate for
Which
those
one
who
of-
have not seen the film.
Yeah, there's an alien hiding amongst the people. It looks like one of them. And from what he said, one of these is crawling away. So I'm going to look at these fine people next to me, and maybe one of them is actually the taco. I don't know.
So it's a shape-shifting taco. All right. Well, anyway, so you guys, did you guys enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, what was the name of this concoction?
Doritos Locos Quesadilla.
So let's say that all together with a smile.
Doritos Locos
Quesadilla.
All right. And what are we on tonight?
Food reviews for you.
Food reviews for you. Sorry.
Hey, I'm paying you guys big bucks to promote this. Let's try it again. Where are we on tonight?
Food reviews for you.
Awesome. Stay tuned for the next episode, whenever that's coming out. I really don't know, because it's always a bit sporadic. But I hope you enjoyed this special family edition of Food Reviews for You. Once again, we've got Justice Hite. Say hi again.
Hi.
And now say bye.
Bye. Blink
Mr.
twice if you're in trouble.
Mr. Preston Quinn Fore.
Bye, everyone.
And his lovely wife, Chloe Fore. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for doing this. Thank you for the idea, Preston. You guys have an awesome night. Bye-bye.